Hey guys, Jay-Sensei here again. This is going to be a theory video and a what-if video if the theories were true. Now, this is going to be a theory about the Namikaze Clan, and how its origins, and then how it could play out in the best possible scenario if it were true. Now, first thing I'm going to do, like gaming, homework, work, or just menial chores, do that while I talk. I don't edit, so there's really nothing to watch. But this theory basically starts with Kinkaku and Genkaku, or the Gold Silver Brothers. You don't know who they are, look them up. They appeared not a lot, but they're pretty significant characters for Konoha's history. So, the theory begins with them and their origins. Now, for my theory, it's a lot of guessing on my end, or assumptions. Now, first with Minato, I don't believe he's from the land of fire. In general, I believe he's from the land of lightning, or the hidden cloud, or Tomogakure. I'm wondering, why do you believe that? Only other person with an affinity for lightning in Konoha are quite literally Hatake clan members, or Kakashi, and the Uchiha, who are fire and lightning, and Minato is wind and lightning. So, yeah, and most land fire members are fire, earth, or water. Yeah, quite literally, that alone, it makes Minato not even seem like a resident in the land of fire. Oh, what about Kushina? She's from the land of eddies. She's already not from the village. Oh, what about Naruto? He inherited Minato's genes. It's just flat out, that's what happened. What about Sakura? Her nature, she uses fire style in I believe, some of the novels. Oh, what about Hinata? Fire and lightning. Like, most characters in the Konoha 12 have a fire affinity. Naruto got fire from one of the other tailed beasts. Probably from Son Goku or Tokuo. Or probably Matsusabi. But also, hairstyles. Just, how does that play a part? There's blonde characters all over. There's 2 blonde characters in the Hidden Leaf. Ino and her father. Boom. Oh, what about the Hidden Sand? There's Tamari. She's the only blonde person from there. Shut up. Her mother had brown hair. Oh, what about the Boruto, the characters from Hidden Mist? They barely even exist canonically. Shut up. Oh, what about Hidden Stone? No one likes the Hidden Stone. People like Kurotsuchi and Mu. That's it. I don't think I've ever met an Onoiki fan. I've met Mu fans. Onoiki shit just doesn't matter. All right. So, yeah. Most blonde characters are from Hidden Cloud. And I'm going to run them off. First, third Raikage, fourth Raikage. There's 2 right there. That's as much as the Hidden Leaf. Then, I believe there's... I think Hikaru's not even... I think this is something... Hikaru has brown hair. There's C. That was the guy that Sasuke traumatized with his genjutsu in the Kage Summit. Darui has white hair, so does Omoi, but quite literally, no one else has white hair except from the Hatake, so that even just leaves the fact that they may be from the Hidden Cloud. What else? If we came on, this is summoning. Who else? Tadui, I believe, is that one girl from the Boruto anime. Yeah, the one that Sarada one-punched and cratered a wall. That girl, blonde hair, Hidden Cloud. So now we are at 4. Killer Bee, blonde, that's 5. And then, Yurui, that one guy with the bubble gum from Boruto in the tuning exams, that's 6. There's already more blonde characters in the entire series. Kinkaku, immediate, blonde hair. Yeah, that's enough to confirm that, yeah, most characters with blonde or just light hair in general, Hidden Cloud. Are you wondering, why did they leave? Well, keep in mind, they don't have any members of the Akatsuki. In my opinion, I don't think the fact that they turn the village into the fact that they just find somewhere... I phrase this. They'd find somewhere less nationalist. Konoha is like nationalist, but like shadow nationalist. Hidden Cloud is very just like... You love this village and nothing else. And that's kind of how it works. The only person that we know that left for sure is Kadoi, and even then she goes back and forth. So, yeah, just everyone with that hair color. And that's just in the Hidden Cloud alone. That's more characters in the entire series. or just light hair in general. But also, what else? I'm thinking, the whiskers. So we can do a thing where Kinkaku and Ginkaku, they have whiskers. Now you guys may be like, oh, that may not be a lot. Kinkaku, Ginkaku, Naruto, Boruto, Himawari. Only those 5 have whiskers. And the thing is, Kinkaku, Ginkaku, Naruto, Himawari. Those 4 have Kurama's powers. Those spoiler Boruto, I just realized that, but I don't think any of you even watch Boruto or read it, so I don't think it matters. But yeah, so 4 of the 5 characters with whiskers have Kurama's power. So yeah, that's already just, yeah. I think that just kind of solidifies the fact that it's kind of just, it's not probably just from Kurama. I think the fact that it maybe just be a genetic thing. It's like, oh, why didn't Minato have them? It could honestly be the fact that Kishimoto wasn't planning this. It's just the fact that context clues were accidentally intended, and then it leads up to this. It makes it be an accident that they seem similar. But let's say it wasn't. Let's say the fact that Minato basically got unlucky with the genetic lottery, got unlucky about it. I was wondering, oh, what do you mean he got unlucky? Well, I'm going to go down the path of Kinkaku and Genkaku, and I'm going to tell you what I think about them. So first, Kinkaku and Genkaku. I think they were very young ninja. Like, I think they were younger than Hiruzen. They were geniuses. My opinion, I think they could have been like Kakashi and Minato. This is you guys want to know what I mean by that. Kakashi was a Jonin at the age of 12 in the Third Great Ninja War. Minato was 14, and probably a Jonin, fighting against Han and Roshi, 2 perfect Jinchurikis at point-blank range. Yeah, no, it would not be surprising that Kinkaku and Genkaku in the First Great Ninja War, and maybe even the Second, were two teenagers, maybe not even 20 yet, fighting for their village. Now, we only know about them in the First Great Ninja War, where here, they fought Kurama, tried to claim him for their village. They proceeded to get their shit kicked in, and then eaten by the tailed beast. But then they started eating its insides. And canonically, Kurama is toxic. Like, physically, he is toxic. So, with this, that basically means they were eating poison for weeks on end, did not get fazed by it, in fact got stronger. But this may be the fact that they're, I'm quoting this, distantly related to the Sage of Six Paths. That is their verbatim statement. They are distantly related to the Sage of Six Paths. And the thing is, they're the only characters with that statement. Not even Naruto or Sasuke. They're related to Hagoromo because of their clans. That's thousands of years ago. Kinkaku and Genkaku. They're like everyone else related through like Hyuga have Hamura, Uchiha, Senju, and Uzumaki. They have Indra and Ashura, and then Hagoromo. These 2, they fall directly to Hagoromo. So, yeah. So, with that may explain how they're able to survive off eating Kurama. He is just not toxic to them. In fact, they are just going to have Hagoromo's power, possibly, at least a fraction of it, it would not affect them. Plus, they actually can wield the Sage of Six Paths tools, and they somehow have them. Not the Hidden Cloud, they have them. Which would mean they're family tools. AKA, they're Hagoromo's tools, family tools. And they're masters at using them. They're weapon masters, solidified that. If they fought Kurama with them and they still lost. It would actually mean the fact that Kurama's probably smart enough to actually know what these tools are, knows how to counter them, and proceeded to still smack the shit out of them. But yeah, also, these 2, they fought Tobirama twice. First time, they ambushed a meeting between Tobirama and second Raikage, and they pushed Tobirama to death. That's what it was verbatim. They pushed him to death. Or almost killed him, basically. The thing is, due to the wording, it makes it seem like they didn't even touch their own Raikage. It seemed like they didn't even touch him. They only attacked Tobirama because they didn't want peace. But then the second time they fought him, they killed Tobirama. But this is after they were banished. But at this point, if we're going with my theory that they are actually just really young ninja, like probably not even 20 yet at this point, I can see them being geniuses. They may have just flat out been like the Kakashi and Minato of their generation, but they're the same age. And with this, I'm going to see it as irrational. The fact that they have Kurama's power. They had the tools of the Sage of Six Paths. A platoon of 20 Jonin. and the fact that they have the power and chakra of Hagoromo, distantly at least, it would not be ridiculous. These two killed Tobirama. It's not ridiculous. But things, I don't think it's ever known how they died. I'm going through their stuff. Yeah, the brothers' fate after the ambush was never revealed, but they eventually died. They eventually died. Not against Tobirama, not against the Hidden Cloud. No, they were banished, they killed Tobirama, and they died years later. And Tobirama sacrificed himself. It's not really thought that he, yeah, it kind of just seems like a low diff fight. Tobirama against 20 Jonin and 2 perfect Jinchurikis. Not perfect Jinchurikis, but pseudo-perfect Jinchurikis. But, yeah. Also, if you guys don't know this, Sakura beat an entire platoon of pseudo Jinchurikis with Ninetales chakra. Yeah, she would have folded Kinkaku and Genkaku with one hand. I'm betting that. And then we saw Rama too. Yeah, Sakura is overpowered. If you disagree, I honestly hate you. Okay, let's keep going. Now, with this, Kinkaku's power, Kinkaku's the blonde one. Let's say that he, due to his age, he may have been, but he was probably old enough to be the father of Minato. Hold up real quick. Like, in my opinion, Kinkaku and Genkaku may have just been a little bit older than the Sannin. Like, a little bit older than the Sannin. At this point, the Sannin were born, they were kids. So, they may have been a little older than the point where they're kind of old enough to actually be the parent. Like, one of them, Kinkaku could have been old enough to be the parent of Minato. But I'm going to go with Kinkaku, because he's the blonde one. So, let's say Kinkaku's actually Minato's father. Minato may not have inherited any, like, maybe the fact that Minato's, let's say his mother. His mother was just a fodder shinobi. Or a fodder woman. She was not from any noble clan. She was a random woman. Basically, the Jin to his Zuko. To do that, Minato may have inherited more of his mother's power, or not power, but more of her traits, while he inherited Kinkaku's power. He inherited the hair, the chakra, all of that. But then, he gets with Kushina, a clan descended from Ashura. And then, when Naruto was born, the traits kick back in, because Kinkaku's genes are now in full overdrive with Naruto. Due to that, Kinkaku actually, well, not Kinkaku himself, but the genes that Minato missed out on because of his mother, now fully reset. Naruto inherits everything. The whiskers, the hair, all of that. But for this what if, he'd probably inherit descendancy of Hagoromo abilities, such as, like, the fact that he may kind of just be immune to the damage of Kurama, like, Kurama would not hurt him. But also, he may inherit the lingering pseudo-Jinchuriki power of, well, Kurama. I was wondering, how would he do that? Naruto will kind of be a pseudo-Jinchuriki from two sides. Being the fact that we've seen that if a child is born from a Jinchuriki, mother or father, the child will have its chakra. Himawari is proof of that. Naruto's hit with a grandfather who possibly has that chakra. If you're wondering, how would Minato know? Yes, probably. The thing is, Kinkaku and Genkaku do not have last names. And Namikaze could just be a made-up name, so Minato is not connected to his father, who killed the second Hokage, whose student is the third Hokage. Minato may not know if he is going to be benevolent or not, and would kick him out of the village if he knew his father killed his master. Minato may just be hiding his actual last name with Namikaze. So, yeah. It kind of would be salt on the wound, the fact that he's using a jutsu of the man his father killed and mastered it beyond what that man could do. Which is unfunny. But, yeah. Now, let's continue this story. Thinking that Naruto would be inheriting all of Kinkaku's abilities because of Kushina's DNA, now bringing in the relation to Hagoromo and Ashura full circle. With this, let's say with Minato, the circle was half finished. It was a 180. There's a whole other 180 to bring in. Minato only had the 180, but let's say about 100% of it was his mother, 80% was his father. Kushina was the full 180 that he was missing, and she brought it in. That full 360 is Naruto, who's going right back to Kinkaku. Who would not be the reincarnation of him, but he'd basically be the recreation. And that he would have the hair, he would have the horns, and he would have the power, but multiplied. He would have half a Kurama. But then he would have Kinkaku's pseudo-Jinchuriki power. So, let's say Kurama has his body, but he's missing the body and chakra of half of himself. Naruto would have the other half's chakra, not its body. So, what I compare it is the fact that we see Naruto sees Kurama as an actual tailed beast, but when people go into his mind, like Sasuke, Kurama's basically a massive bubbling chakra. On one side of the cage, Kurama is an actual fox. On the other side of the cage is a tamed beast made of bubbling chakra. It's just bubbles and chakra. And that tailed beast is subservient to Naruto because it's been in his family for decades. Almost a full millennia. Not millennia, century, I mean. Fuck, I'm dumb. But, yeah. Pause real quick. So, with this is basically bringing Naruto to be kind of just recreating Kinkaku, but even stronger and actually nicer. He'd be inheriting the personalities of his mother and father, but also, he'd basically be kind of the second coming of Hagoromo, like he'd be half of Hagoromo. You're wondering, oh, how would that be? As I said before, Gucci is bringing Kinkaku full swing now because of her being with Minato. Now, I'll go over one other thing. Kinkaku and Genkaku are buff as shit. Because we're wondering, oh, what does that mean? What does that matter? There are not many buff characters in the series. There are not. That is just true. There are not. There is Jiraiya. There's Ibiki. That's 2 from Konoha, and that is it. Then, there's A. There's Killer Bee. There's A again. There's Darui. There's Omoi. There's Kurotsuchi's brother. Yeah, every buff character is physically an actual beast. And the thing is, the 2 from Konoha, we don't see it as being physical monsters. We just see that they're just very in shape. So, with that, these 2 become the Cloud Muscular, which usually means they will close on you through a building. The Kinkaku and Genkaku are just flat out physical demons. So, with that, Naruto would be inheriting the following traits. Super strength, super durability. They were eaten by the Nine Tails. So that means they were in stomach acid for possible days. They're physically durable as all hell. Poison resistance. I went over that earlier. Horns. That may be why they're dark sons of Hagoromo. They have Otsutsuki DNA, which gives them horns. Nine Tails chakra. It lingers. There's canonical proof of that. And they have actually like naturally Cherokee forms, and how easily they use it. Maybe the fact that it doesn't burn their skin off. Maybe due to Hagoromo's body, or just due to genetics in them. But also, it could be the fact that they're just so durable, their skin cannot be burned off by Kurama. Which just makes them kind of immune to fire release. Like, they can be hit with Chidori, and it may not push through them all the way. But I'm going to go with the fact that maybe because of Hagoromo's genetics, that it will not burn their skin off. Possible lightning and wind chakra. But then, possibly, summoning for the tools of Sage 6 Paths. It's everything that Naruto would inherit from Kinkaku. We're going to leave Genkaku alone. Genkaku is white-haired. He's probably the originator of the Hatake clan. So, yeah. Now, we're on to Naruto growing up as the recreation of Kinkaku. He would have the horns. I drew the horns here. So, Naruto is basically, he has the horns, he has the muscular frame, all of that. And even Hiruzen is like reminded of Kinkaku looking at Naruto. The thing is, though, Naruto is a good kid. He's just very aggressive. Like, when it comes to sparring, he loves it. Like, oh, Sasuke and him will spar. Naruto grabs Sasuke by the leg and slam him on the ground over and over again for fun. Like, he beats the shit out of Sasuke during sparring with just raw physical power. Or simply put, Sasuke can't even do damage to him because Naruto's just that durable. Like, Naruto's not jacked as a kid, but you can obviously see, like, he has some muscle definition and mass to him. Like, he's just bigger than the average kid. Like, we saw how Chochi's fat, Naruto is just kind of bulky. And then, we go on to Naruto in the academy. Now, when we go with the theory, the fact that Kinkaku and Genkaku were the Kakashi and Minato of their generations, respectively, that's 2 different kinds of prodigies as teenagers. So, with this, the fact that they're, prodigies, not just being hit by being a prodigy from Kinkaku and Minato. Kushina, maybe. So, with that, Naruto actually kind of finds the fact that ninjutsu and academics, they don't come easy to him, but they're easier than most things. Academics don't come easy, but ninjutsu is he excels. And with Kurama, he can't block off Naruto's chakra. There's one half of him on one side of the fence, or one side. The other half is just there aiding Naruto. Just like the Karam's kind of fighting himself to mess with Naruto, and he's not winning. They're basically fighting himself, and he can't outsmart himself, who's outsmarting him at the same time. When Naruto grows up without his body really being affected by Kurama, and he knows it's in there, he knows for a fact it is. So by the time it comes down to graduating the academy, it is not ridiculous to say that Naruto is Rookie of the Year. It's not ridiculous to say that. Ninjutsu comes easy. Academics, they don't come easy, but he's smarter than most. I'd place him to basically being only behind Sasuke, Shino, Ino, and Sakura. Shikamaru is definitely ahead of all of them, but Shikamaru just do his test, so he doesn't have a high grade. So with this, Naruto is basically more or less like he's in the top 5, but he could be pushed out of the top 5 if Shikamaru actually tried. Because of being in the top 5, if he's Rookie of the Year off the academic grades, but also the fact that he basically shows to be a prodigy or just a monster when it comes to physicality for taijutsu. He can easily break most genjutsu. They don't know to give him an F or an S. He can't cast it, but he can break it. That's easily. That's for sure. But a lot of other stuff, point where Naruto kind of figures out that he's Rookie of the Year this time around. And that actually fuels his rivalry with Sasuke. They are good rivalries this time around. Or they're good rivals. And he is still put on Team 7. It wouldn't make sense, but it is. It's going to happen. So with this, by the way, Naruto's probably believed a lot more effectively as horns, but also I think people actually directly believe him because he will actually pick up a grown man and slam him through a brick wall. Like he's physically able to do that. So he's bullied, but if he looks at you, you should run away. It's the equivalent of the locking eyes with the hippo. So, yeah. So then, Kakashi walks in 2 hours late to bring him to the roof for like likes and dislikes. Naruto's likes are probably the same, but he probably just doesn't like Sakura. Like, ironically, I kind of figured the fact that he likes Sakura to the fact that, like, she wants Sasuke. To take something away from Sasuke, he's going to take someone who likes him. He only wants Sakura because she likes Sasuke. Kind of just a competitive thing. Naruto does not view Sasuke as a challenge at all. He's beaten his ass multiple times. He probably doesn't want Sakura. So yeah, so Naruto's thing is probably the fact that his likes probably just let's play Sakura, replace her with fighting. He enjoys fighting. Then his dislikes, Sasuke, and arrogance. Those are kind of just the 2 things, and Sasuke and arrogance go hand in hand, so it works. His goal, surpass the Hokage. His dream, become Hokage. Kakashi who calls him all boring. Naruto calls him a douche. Then we go on to the next day when it comes to the bell test. Naruto still didn't eat breakfast, but the thing is, Naruto is just an utter monster, so not eating breakfast doesn't really affect him. He may lose a bit of weight, but his strength and speed don't really go down. So then, the bell test begins. Naruto, as I said before, ninjutsu comes naturally. But also, there's 2 affinities, lightning and wind. They're the same as Minato. But Kurama, and my only, his affinities are fire and wind. So Naruto actually wouldn't know wind release in this timeline. So, as you see Sasuke using fire style jutsu, Naruto's using wind. By the way, guys are wondering about Misaki. Naruto is not out of line to beat him to death, and he probably did. Like, it's not out of Naruto's reach to kill Mizuki in this timeline, and he probably did. But I still think that he'd probably learn clone jutsu the same way he did in canon. So, when it comes to this, when it comes down to, fighting Kakashi, here, all the clones are using wind style jutsu. He actually doesn't know that Naruto's wind style jutsu is great. But as the fight goes on, he actually sees that Naruto is a combat genius. His academics, they're in the top 5, sure. Naruto reads combat like it's second nature. That's where the ambitions Genkaku come in. They have ambitions for violence and fighting. Naruto has that ambition too, for violence and fighting, and he's good at them. He's good at both in violence and fighting. As it goes on, by the end of the test, Naruto and Sasuke both got bells, Sakura didn't. So she's the one who's tied up. Then when Kakashi says, hey, don't feed them, or don't feed Sakura, you guys have to go again soon, Naruto immediately starts feeding Sakura all this food, telling her, eat up. So you're like, wait, you need to eat. Naruto simply says, not eating doesn't slow me down. It basically shows Sakura, you're an average person. Not eating will slow you down worse than me and Sasuke. Me and Sasuke are advanced shinobi, you are not. You'll slow us down if you don't eat. He tells Sasuke, eat your food. Sasuke says he'll give Sakura some, like, the bigger portion so she's full. Well, Sasuke basically gave Sakura, let's say, like chicken. He ate the vegetables and rice. Then Naruto basically gave Sakura his entire lunch. And like Kakashi would arrive and try to, scold them. He's punched in the face by Naruto directly, who jumps up and tells Kakashi he'll fight him. Sakura should be freed by Sasuke, and she can eat the rest of the food. Kakashi would rub his sore nose, but tell them that they passed for having such good teamwork, and Naruto's willing to defend them. And so he just simply says, "I'm willing to defend Sakura. I don't give a shit about Sasuke." Kakashi kind of just face palms, but says, "You guys still pass. I already said you did. I can't take that back." Now, with the BS and D ranks later, Naruto walks into the hero's office with his team, demanding a higher rank mission. Iruka tries to tell Naruto to calm down, but a quick evil eye makes Iruka shut up. By the way, if you're wondering what Naruto would wear, simply put, I think Naruto wearing all orange is stupid. In fact, Naruto's bigger than canon. I don't think the clothes he would wear would fit him. So, let's say he wears very similar clothing to Minato. Let's say he was, like, Minato kind of wear basic clothing under shinobi clothing. Like, you wear, like an average shirt and Abu pants and then a flak jacket. Like, Naruto probably just wears the same stuff, but maybe like a vest to, just block kunai, stuff like that. So what you see in this picture here. Like, credit to the artist. I don't know who it is. I kind of asked my friend for a PNG and he sent me this. Credit to the artist, though. Yeah, I kind of added horns, though. So credit to the artist who made this. But, yeah. So what you see here is kind of what Naruto's wearing. So, Iruka shuts up after Naruto gives him an evil eye, and then eventually they're given the bridge builder mission. Dazuna tries to roast Sakura in Team 7, but Naruto being muscular as all hell. Great that Ryuji threatens to kill Tasuna. He tells Tasuna, "I will take her head off." And then Tasuna shut up. So, easy as that. Then, they keep moving. The next day, when they're moving, they're going to the mission, they're going by until they pass a puddle. Naruto then actually sniffs the air, which confuses Sakura and Sasuke. And they're like, what are you sniffing for? He's like, "This is the only source of water in the area for, like, miles." Like, what does that mean? Kakashi just says, it means it hasn't rained in a while. And as on cue, the demon brothers jump out of the puddle immediately. When they go in for Kakashi, Naruto would immediately put his arm in the way and let his arm be wrapped up in the chains. And as soon as the demon brothers try to tear it off, the thing is, it won't come off. It maybe it cuts his arm up a little bit, but it doesn't cut his arm off, which surprises Team 7. But showing off his strength, he pulls his arm forward, swinging the demon brothers into each other and then into a tree. But then right out on cue, Sasuke would rush in, and with a quick kick, he kicks one demon brother's head into the other, knocking the one behind it out. One up front is just interrogated by Kakashi. And this Naruto about his arm, but he cuts it in Nine-Tails chakra, and it begins healing. This versus Kakashi that Naruto's using the Nine-Tails chakra to heal immediately. And he just shrugs, saying it's no biggie. It doesn't really hurt that badly anyway. Evil's under the wraps on his hand is covered in bruises and scars. His arms are very similar to Rock Lee's, where he's good at violence and fighting. He has an ambition for it. And the thing is, he trains. Kinkaku and Ginkaku, yeah, I called them Kakashi and Minato of their era. Kakashi and Minato train very hard anyway. Naruto would do that as well. So you guys wondering how strong Naruto is overall at this point? I would say he's probably comparable to Weightless Lee. I'd say that right now he's comparable to Weightless Lee in his base state. Naruto's base state. Then he has the ability to go into a pseudo-jerky form, but he doesn't really know the limits. He hasn't tested the limits, he just went into like the first tail, and then he's like, alright, cool, 9 tails power. But imagine being able to create 1,000 Weightless Lees. That's just insane. But I will say right now, if I'm going to consider all-out Naruto at this point, he's probably about Kimimaro level. I'd say that confidently. Pause. Okay. But now we move on, and we get into when they encounter Zabuza and Haku. Zabuza throws the execution blade, and Naruto would pretty comfortably just weave out of the way. Well, then Sakura and Sasuke would make Tasuna crouch, and Kakashi would just leap over it pretty quickly. In the tree, Zabuza would land on the blade, and immediately Naruto simply just says, "We're outclassed. Well, me, Sakura and Sasuke are Kakashi. This guy's probably as strong as him." So with that, when Zabuza reveals himself, Naruto would immediately kind of go into Nine-Tails' cloak, and Kakashi would ask him to explain on fighting. And he says, yeah, Kakashi would need someone else to, help fight him so he doesn't drain all of his energy in a fight. But then, Naruto using Naruto's cloak as she begins sensing something. He pulls out kunai and throws it into the bush right at Haku, as he gets an automatic sensory ability from the Naruto's cloak. But Haku would jump out, landing right on the other edge of Zabuza's sword. And Zabuza says, a sensor, huh? It makes the fight more complicated than necessary. But it means we can get it over with quickly. Naruto gets on all fours and crouches, kind of growling, and suddenly tells Sakura and Sasuke, run, take Hakusuna and run. And then they do so. Haku blitz them, but Naruto blitz Haku, and they begin clashing. And then Zabuza blitz Naruto, but Kakashi and him clash, and then Naruto says that she has an idea. And he would create as many clones as he possibly can. So after doing that, he creates all the clones, and not all he can, but he creates enough, let's say he creates 50, and all of them being using a One-Tail's cloak. And Haku is jumped viciously. Haku is beaten senseless. When the time's done, Haku's just a bloody pulp on the ground, unable to move. But with the final punch, Naruto would actually break Haku's mask and thinks he's hitting a girl, and she feels bad. And she would let Haku go, and simply just pull Haku's like kimono over their face, thinking he beat up a girl. Then Zabuza and Zabuza and Kakashi in the middle doing their hand signs, but then in the middle of the way through, Naruto would jump in the way of Zabuza, and he would yell, wind style, let's say, wind style spiraling wind ball. And he blows a giant spiraling wind ball into Zabuza, and him flying an entire acre of forest away. Kakashi would give Naruto a thumbs up as he puts his hand signs down, not even using it on such a strong jutsu. So Kakashi pulls his headband down, and Naruto pulls Kakashi over his shoulders and runs as fast as he can on all fours. Pretty quickly, they catch up with Sasuke, Sakura, and Tazuna. That's what happened, and Naruto just says, we won. That's when Kakashi isn't really out of energy. He's sweating a little. He has a sweat after a hard workout. He has that. Not that he's going to pass out any second. So yeah, he leaves on Tazuna for a while, just to see his bearings. That's about it. But back in the later waves, Team 7 trains. I actually feel that Naruto already knows water walking. Kakashi asks him how, he says, Naruto simply says, I have 2 friends. I can't hang out with them all the time. I have other things to do, like training. 2 of my friends are like heirs to a clan. They can't hang out with me all the time. So to occupy my time, I train. And Kakashi just says, fair enough. Cool. So, yeah. Home comes on Sakura getting it pretty easily. Sasuke can't. And to enforce Naruto and Sasuke to bond, Kakashi would make Naruto train Sasuke for water walking and tree walking. And he does so. This one, Naruto didn't really struggle that much. It took him maybe an hour to pick it up. Sasuke just flat out struggles to do it for an entire 5 hours. Naruto spent an entire afternoon teaching Sasuke to water walk and tree walk. Then, later on, a week later, Zabuza and Haku, they're here again. Haku is a bit weakened, as Naruto can see Haku clutching a broken shoulder. But Naruto, seeing Haku's weakened, pulls out a kunai, and then Sasuke would join him, ready to fight by side with Naruto. And then with Zabuza, he has an obvious bandage around his body, clutching he has obvious bandage around his body, around his chest area. And Kakashi would begin thinking if Naruto, did he break his ribs, or did he bruise them? And Naruto just tells Kakashi that the jutsu he used wasn't his strongest for wind style. It was kind of a half-assed one. So that's Kakashi's answer. Zabuza's ribs are bruised, they're not broken. Haku, his arm is obviously broken. With that, Kakashi pulls out his Sharingan, and he shows Naruto and Sasuke. He'll fight them both. Just keep an eye out so he doesn't get too badly injured. Naruto nods, and then just gets by Kakashi's side and says, let's play sword and shield then. Or spear and shield. Kakashi would pull out kunai, saying he's a spear, and Naruto can pick up a boxing defense stance and says he'll be the shield then. And with that, they charge in, and Naruto is basically keeping in charge to make sure that Kakashi isn't being hit. Meanwhile, he's seeing all the damage and then healing immediately. When Haku would activate even ice mirrors, and then Kakashi should be helping Naruto dodge, as they're both pretty fast, but Haku's still a lot faster sometimes, for certain moments. And Sasuke, he was ready to fight, but he feels so inferior about it. But then, he'd activate a Sharingan out of pure intense feelings of inferiority and anger. Then he saw Haku. One clear instance. then would jump in, landing a clean strike right on Haku's face and skidding across the bridge. Haku being caught off guard is then met with a hook kick from Naruto, knocking Haku out on impact. Well, I was a surprise when they ran into Naruto being extended, but then Zabuza is met with a kunai right to the shoulder from Kakashi. Then a switch uppercut from Naruto, knocking him out right then and there. So with that, they beat Zabuza and Haku that easily. But Naruto's clothes are full of holes. He was hit with a lot of senbone, but they're healed now. His body is. His clothes are fucked. Now, Gato and his men arrive. They were planning to pay Zabuza and Haku. And Naruto just calls Gato a coward. Naruto picks up a handful of shuriken, and then throws them, yelling wind style, rotating shuriken. The shuriken been rotating, cutting through Gato's men like he's throwing buzzsaws at them. By the time the jutsu's done, most of Gato's men were cut to pieces, and Gato himself is terrified, missing an arm. Zabuza gets up, pulling a kunai at his arm, thanking Naruto for fighting for their honor. And Naruto just says, he respects the strong. Those who disrespect the strong they're just too weak. Or they're too strong. And Gato clearly isn't strong. So Zabuza wielding the one kunai he pulled out of his shoulder, would rush in and be cutting down all of Gato's men effortlessly. Not really even being too badly beat up. He was knocked out with a punch to the chin. That's a pretty common thing to happen. So Zabuza doesn't really get hurt in this entire fight. Like all that hurts are prior injuries. So with that, Gato's all that's left, still making an arm from being hit by a rotating shuriken. And then Gato is met with a kunai through the skull. And that ends the entire arc. Zabuza leaves with the executioner sword, and Haku leaves by his side. Naruto says he feels how to hitting a girl. Haku just says, "I'm a guy." And Naruto does the whole thing where he's like, "What? He's prettier than Sakura." And Sasuke says, "Yeah, I'm also shocked." And Sakura hits them both over the head for that. Okay. Now, we move on back to the Hidden Leaf, and Naruto was the whole thing in Konohamaru, and they come across the Sand siblings. Thing is, though, when Kankuro would yoke up Konohamaru, Naruto, more violent. He loves violence. He loves fighting. He's good at it. It would not be out of his, morals to deck Kankuro and knock him out immediately. And that's what he does. He knocks out Kankuro. When he sees what's going on, Kankuro calls Konohamaru a brat, and Kankuro is met with the meanest haymaker of the century. With that, Kankuro's on the ground, and Tamari would get ready to fight, but not without really much effort would yank her fan from her hands. Because kind of bitches the Sand siblings with that kind of ease. But then Gaara tried to use sand to get the better of Naruto. But Naruto, with the speed of weightless Lee, would punch Gaara right in the face, sending him flying back. Like Naruto said before, in base, it's equal to weightless Lee. Weightless Lee put hands on Gaara. Then Gated Lee put hands on Gaara, and then angry Gaara almost killed Lee. So, yeah. Pause. Okay. So, Gaara being hit in the face by someone who's physically stronger than Rock Lee. Like Naruto, in terms of, all of her stats, aside from strength, is about par with Rock Lee in base. Strength actually would deck Lee through a building, without really much effort, actually. So yeah, Gaara's, broken nose, all of that. And then let's hit his hand armor up, and then even then, Naruto probably shattered it and still broke Gaara's nose. Then as Gaara being about to crash out, Naruto would enter his first cloak and tell Gaara he's a Jinchuriki too. Gaara does not mean shit to him. Ryukaku would immediately back down, telling Gaara he's the 9th Jinchuriki, and telling him how easily he used a cloak. He's a perfect one, or at least almost perfect. And Ryukaku just admits to Gaara, he'd beat us, not you, he'd beat us. So that's immediately just do not fight him, we will both die, and just shrugs. So, yeah. But, with this, Sasuke and Sakura walk up, seeing Naruto basically bitching the Sand siblings, who both would be like, hey, we're the kids of the Kazekage, you just harassed us. It's like, cool, you threatened to beat up the son of the third Hokage. The third Hokage will fuck up your Kazekage, who cares? If a war starts, I will launch a kill beast bomb into the middle of your village, I do not care. Naruto just openly saying, we can have a war, and I will help slaughter your village. So yeah, Naruto has the nationalism of a hidden cloud ninja, but for the hidden leaf. So yeah, Naruto's openly saying he will bomb the hidden sand if he needs to. That sends some links back down. Well, Tamari and Gaara do. Tamari grabs and drags Kankuro's unconscious body away. But yeah. Now we move on and we get to what was it? The training exams. Now, Lee attacks Naruto time around, because Sasuke's not Rookie of the Year, it's Naruto. So when Lee blitz Naruto, when Lee goes in for a punch, Naruto just kind of ends up hitting the Gongsak G counter from Lookism. Like, he just ends up hitting that immediately. And Lee is hit by it full force. So Lee is then pummeling to the ground with his head cratering into the pavement, or the concrete floor. Guy arrived immediately, looking to see if Lee's alive. Lee is alive, but he is just unconscious immediately. And Guy is surprised that Naruto hit Lee that hard. He asks Naruto, why did he go all out? And Naruto just says he wasn't even close to going all out. He assumed he was from another village, and he explained the encounter with Sand siblings, saying like, yeah, I almost fought a whole other village on my way here. I kind of assumed this was another attack. Okay, I realized that Naruto was on edge and knocked out Lee for that reason. With that, Lee is taken care of, nursed health, he talks to Naruto, and then Neji and Tenten have their eyes on Team 7, for 1, hurting Lee, 2, being bigger threats than Lee is. And Lee is a big threat to them too. Now, with this in the hall, Naruto, as I said before, academically, he is not that bad. In fact, he would place top 6 in his class. So with this, when it came down to cheating, Naruto actually has an idea to Sasuke and Sakura, saying, if he can't figure out what to do, he has a plan. And it's even pretty just he wants to cheat. He just says, I didn't do this, I have a plan to cheat. And he just says he'll create a giant wind gust, and Sasuke's Sharingan will help him keep track of papers. Sasuke can reach out for his, but in reality, well, he'll grab his from Sakura's. So with that, Sasuke says it's a good idea, and with that, well, that's how they get him back. And in the exam, they're told they get 5 chances. With that, immediately, Sasuke and Sakura and Naruto all just nod to each other. As on cue, a few minutes in, Naruto, after solving most papers and questions on the paper, would immediately create a wind gust with wind-style jutsu. And that's his first warning. But Sasuke has all the papers. So with that, Sakura's already done, so he copied down her answers on him and Naruto's papers for what was left. Then Naruto, second warning, second jutsu. With that, their papers are given back, and they all turn them in on cue. Ibiki laughs, and tells them, good, only one of you is in trouble. And after he says, you could have dragged me out of here if you tried. I was not going to complete this exam anyway. Ibiki smirked and said, I bet. They're still to go to Anko, and they do. Now, with this, they eventually would go on and enforce the death. Naruto still has to use the bathroom. Thing is, when he's attacked by the Hidden Rain team, yeah, it's not above Naruto to kill them. In fact, I think he would. At least most of them. Until they told him he doesn't have the scroll, so he was allowed the last one alive, but tells him to hand over all of his tools, and he does. Now, with this, they go on, and eventually they're attacked by Orochimaru still. Instead of Naruto blocking the snake for them, he flat out would punch the snake full force and kill it. Orochimaru was surprised that someone had punched the snake and just killed it immediately, and a little quick, counter with Orochimaru's bloodlust. Naruto can walk through it, but barely. Sasuke and Sakura are still frozen in place. When Naruto enters the Kyuubi cloak and would use the Kyuubi's bloodlust to break them out of it. Because it's not targeted at them, it's actually overpowering Orochimaru's. And this leads to a fight between Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Orochimaru. Naruto, in base, is weightlessly level, then going all out. So what Naruto knows may be 3 tails. He does not know he has full control of the Kyuubi's power. He's too nervous to actually use all of it. So 3 tails is what Naruto, say that's Naruto's limit. At this point, he's about Kimimaro level, in fact, even above that. I'd say confidently he's above Kimimaro in 3 tails. I'd say possibly Kakashi level. I'm talking about like base Sharingan Kakashi, not like MS Sharingan Kakashi. So let's say at full power, he's comparable to Kakashi. Orochimaru is still fodderized Kakashi. In fact, he does. So yeah, Orochimaru fodderizes Team 7, and then still bites Sasuke. So with that, after this Sasuke's bitten, Naruto's seal is put even tighter. But the thing is, he does not know that the power that Naruto uses for Kurama is not from the Nine Tails. He does not know that. Well, in reality, Orochimaru did a whole lot of nothing to Naruto. A whole lot of nothing. In fact, Naruto wasn't even going all out, technically. If he did, he would have put Orochimaru in a pack. Easy as that. So with that, Naruto ends up getting up, just feeling like he has a bad stomachache. Then Sakura would eventually tell Naruto if he's not recovered that well, she'll fight. And she hands her his pouch, as he doesn't really use his weapons anyway. So she takes the pouch, and Naruto tells her that he'll keep watch over Sasuke while she fights, because Team Dosu still attacks. But then as Naruto watches, he's actually being kind of just sideline coaching Sakura. But then Lee jumps in, and then tells Naruto if he's willing to coach him as well. And Naruto says, yeah, confidently, he'll guide Lee. But immediately she notices that Lee is moving slow. And he can clearly see that Lee is weighing himself down. One instant, Naruto would shoot out one of his tails, grabbing Lee's leg, and yanking the weights right off of him. And Dosu, not convinced that Lee's weights were yanked off of him, Lee would basically land the meanest roundhouse kick to Dosu's face, sending him flying far, far back. And Dosu's out of the fight immediately. Then Zaku tries to use the Great Sound Wave, and Lee would pretty confidently just brush by it, and land the meanest combo to Zaku's chest. Now, Sakura, she would plant a ton of explosive tags around Keen. This is what Naruto told her to do, is basically throw as many explosive kunai as you can, but don't detonate them. I realized that Keen's whole ability is genjutsu. When Keen would try to run to her, Sakura would activate explosive tags, and Keen tried to evacuate, but was still caught up in the blast, and knocked into a tree and knocked out. So Naruto confidently coached Sakura and Lee into beating Team Dosu. Lee would thank Naruto as he does realize he was almost hit by one of Dosu's attacks. So Lee gets his weights back, and then Naruto tells Lee that he's closer empowered than he thinks. Lee was just holding back in the first encounter, and Lee acknowledges that he thinks that he could have handled base Naruto. But Naruto and Lee both acknowledge the fact that others were holding back, but they don't say it out loud. They show in their head he has more power than he's letting on. So with that, Lee leaves, and eventually Sakura thanked Naruto for helping her. And Sakura didn't even need to cut her hair. So, yeah. Now, pause. Now, let's keep going. Now we go on to eventually Team 7. They don't spend the entire, probably 4 days in the forest. No, Naruto doesn't unlock automatic sensory with Kurama's chakra, and he probably would use it to send another team and attack as many as he can. So, yeah, Naruto, the fact he's an automatic sensor, plus he enjoys attacking people. Yeah, it's not above him, he's just trying to random team and kill them. Kabuto's not needed here. So, yeah, with that, Sasuke has actually a cool day to recover in a bed. Naruto spends his entire time in his room, working out and training. And Sakura actually she continued training in her own room, as Naruto doesn't know that she's not that strong. But he gives her all of his tools. She says he's just going to rely on his power the entire time. Well, he doesn't give her a shuriken. He gives her all of his kunai and senbon. And then we go on to the preliminaries, which I don't see being any different, up until it comes down to Sakura versus Ino. And here, Naruto then yells to Sakura, "Same strategy." Sakura immediately notices what Naruto's talking about, no one else does, but then Sakura actually begins throwing around tons and tons of kunai. And then Ino realizes, hey, these are supposed to be explosive tags. Sakura didn't use all of them, she used a lot of them. But then when Ino was like, hey, what do you plan on doing? And Sakura threw out one tag with an explosive tag. Ino would dodge her to actually yank the tag off, but then Sakura would weave one hand seal. And then Ino realizes it's not an explosive tag, it's, a flash bomb. They're wondering, why is this the same strategy? Strategies cover the area in kunai and explosive tags. Naruto knew Sakura was out. Or not out, but didn't have a lot. So he knew she would improvise. So he knows his team well. That proves that. So with that, Sakura improvised, like Naruto thought, but Ino was blinded. And then Ino gets the meanest haymaker next to Naruto's. Or next to the one that Naruto had given Kankuro. So, yeah. So with that, Ino's laid out, and Sakura had won, barely. Next fight is Naruto versus Kiba. Yeah, Kiba already knows he's losing. Kiba flat out tells Naruto he doesn't have confidence in winning. And Naruto tells Kiba that he'll hold back. He wants to see how strong Kiba can get. So as that, Kiba and Naruto fight, and Kiba tries to go Fang over Fang. Naruto meets Fang over Fang with a full power headbutt. So that they fight, and the time is done, and Kiba's face is swollen, covered in welts, and Naruto's fists are a little bruised from blocking so many Fang over Fangs. When he simply tells Kiba, learn Shadow Clone Jutsu. Kiba asks him why, and he simply just says, your dog will probably get more heads. In the stands, immediately Hinata would ask Naruto, well, probably not Hinata, I think he's out of commission now, Shino. But Naruto is helping Kiba, and Naruto simply just says, I like strong guys. Kiba has potential. So, yeah. And Kurenai just flat out tells Naruto she appreciates that, and she'll teach Kiba how to use a Shadow Clone. He says, also give him another dog. Jay-Sensei summons dogs. Maybe he can help. And Kyoshi says, he'll send Kiba a scroll, and shrugs. Now, Lee versus Gaara. Naruto's watching this fight, and is pissed. Because he thinks that it's not that Lee was holding back too much. Lee is simply waiting too long. Even though Lee, use your power right now. You cannot hold back. He will kill you. But then, when Gaara immediately went to crush Lee's arm and leg, Naruto would charge in, and immediately would basically just slap Gaara's hand out of the way, and grab Lee. Lee tries to continue fighting, but Naruto would basically quick grab Lee's neck and just pulls him down. He kind of choked out Lee within a second. No one really noticed it except for, the Jonin, but the kids also thought that Lee was unconscious. So with that, everyone assumes that Naruto saved unconscious Lee, but Naruto, with kind of using a deeper voice, acting as the Ninetales, simply just told Gaara to fuck off. Gaara backed up, already remembering Shukaku's warning of, Naruto will kill us both. With that, Gaara heads up to the stands, and Guy would thank Naruto for saving Lee's arms and his leg. But Lee does have a few bruised bones. It's not the fact that Lee has to retire, or that he can't be a shinobi anymore, he just take a long break, that's about it. Till his bones heal. Then the 1 month of training. Naruto still trains with Jiraiya. The thing is, though, Naruto is a prodigy, and he is a trained one. So, summoning, first try, easy. First try, Aruga Mabuta. Mabuta comes down to Mabuta doesn't wanna, be on Naruto's side. Naruto said, saying, how about staying back the entire time? Naruto just asked Mabuta because he want to fight then. Mabuta agrees, and they fight. After an hour, Naruto had beaten Mabuta. So Mabuta is now Naruto's summoning contract. But after Naruto training a bit with Jiraiya for a few more hours, he actually would summon the Basho Sen. That's one of the tools of Sage 6 Paths. So Naruto summons it, and Jiraiya tells him how to use it after learning a bit about it from Hiruzen. Naruto desummons it, but he has a scroll for it right on his hip. Not a kunai or shuriken belt, or not kunai summoning belt, but he has a shuriken belt, then the belt for the Basho Sen, or summoning contract for the Basho Sen. So yeah, then Jiraiya tries to teach him to use the Ninetales chakra, and Naruto says he can use about 3 tails of it already. So Jiraiya's like, alright, solid, you're good. But Jiraiya does also release up the seal that Orochimaru tightened. And then, just want to know, what else will he do? What else is left for Rasengan? Naruto already used her wind style jutsu, so Jiraiya's like, alright, Rasengan. So with that, when it comes down to learning Rasengan, Naruto learns it, not first try, but after about, 2 hours, I can see Naruto learning it. I'm wondering, why did it only take 2 hours? In my opinion, it took Naruto probably a week, the fact that he's never really had to train that hard until it came down to Jiraiya. Naruto probably was not used to training that hard. This Naruto trains hard as a hobby. So with this, training chakra, or trained already, plus he has good chakra control, learning Rasengan will not be that hard to him. So he forms a fully sized Rasengan, first try. Not first try, but after an hour, he forms a fully sized Rasengan that Minato has. And then we come down to infusing wind chakra into it. He's not doing that right now, but he has the gist of it. The entire month is spent training with his Rasengan and wind style jutsu. Pause. Alright, so now we go on into the first round of finals, Naruto versus Neji. Now this fight begins. Neji immediately tells Naruto that he knows that he learned a bit about him from the academy. Naruto is seemingly basically someone who loves violence. He asks Naruto if he's willing to be hit by the gentle fist. And Naruto just says, yeah, he is. Because he knows for a fact Neji can't stop his chakra. They begin fighting, and Neji tries to shut down Naruto's chakra. But here's where Naruto's super ability, combined with the fact that he has Kama's chakra, comes in. Pressure point is either not blocked or is unlocked immediately. Eventually, Neji tries to use the rotation palm, but Naruto would immediately go into Kurama's cloak, or the Kyuubi cloak, and roar, killing Neji sliding back. And then the cloak is broken, Neji's hit with a means uppercut in the ribs, full force. Neji after blood, but then as he's in the air, Naruto will grab him by one arm and one leg, and slam Neji down on the ground as hard as he can, creating a crater in the ground. Then Neji tries to get up, only to be met with an elbow drop on the chest one more time. With that, Neji quits. So, yeah, the fight lasted a whole of about 4 minutes. So with that, Naruto wins. Yay. Now I move on. More fights happen until it comes down to Naruto, Gaara, and Sasuke slams. Kind of. Until Gaara just has to crash out. But then the Genjutsu is casted, but Naruto isn't affected by it, as he immediately would jerk his head over to Kabuto. But then looks down, Hinata is captured by the hidden cloud. Then Gaara and Sasuke are escaping, and then a barrier is put up around Hiruzen. Naruto just groans and just says, "This is a lot to deal with in one day." Then he asks Kakashi and Guy, who just showed up, if they can handle Kabuto, as he points out to who's doing it as he's escaping. Guy immediately went to the third gate and says he'll handle this area here, Kakashi can leave. And Kakashi would chase on Kabuto. Naruto would immediately create 2 clones. There's one clone would go after Sasuke and Gaara, and then the other clone would actually stick around to go help with the barriers. While Naruto would charge head first at the ones who took Hinata. Sakura and Shikamaru headed with the Naruto clone, the one that went to go find Sasuke. Hiyashi and Hanabi and Kiba and Shishino go with Naruto, and Naruto actually would from below would jump up, and Rasengan, one of the Cloud Ninja, right in the back, kind of actually killing him on impact. As Hinata falls, Hiyashi would grab her, but then Shino would jump up, grabbing one of the ninja, holding him in place, as Kiba then hits him with a Fang with a Shadow Clone and a Hamaru. And at full force, that would probably kill the ninja at point-blank range. So, yeah, the ninja's killed by Kiba. Hiyashi thanks him, and he just says, "Don't thank me just yet. You guys should go help with the barriers, like the wall situation." They nod as Naruto runs on all fours into his cloak right towards Gaara. His clone had been dispersed, and now he knows where they are. He runs at top speed right for Gaara. Then as Gaara introduces how to hybrid form and tries to trap Sakura, he's met with a lariat through a tree by Naruto. With that, Gaara and Shaku both agree to fully transform. Then Kurama would speak in Naruto's head, telling him, "You have two sources of my power. I'm restricted. The power you're using is a whole other battery. Use that battery to your fullest intent. Trust me." Naruto is pulled into his mindscape to try to yell at Kurama until he actually sees there's 2 batteries. He's one half Kurama, and the other half is one he has full control of. Other half, as Naruto kind of asks it, why aren't you evil? I simply just says, I'm bound physically. I don't have an actual will or ability to fight back. If I would, I've killed you already. Naruto smirks and says, "Good." Then he would grab the bubble from Kurama and pull it all over, going into a kind of a second transformation form of a cloak, but with fully 9 tails. Michioku would see this and be terrified, and he just mumbled out a quick "shit" before Naruto jumps up with a massive Rasengan, slamming it into Shukaku, sending him flying away. Then as Gaara falls, Naruto would grab him with the tail and hold him close, demanding to know why he would do this. Gaara tries to pull the whole "I'm misunderstood, no one ever loved me." Naruto yells at him, "Shut up, I get it. Thing is, I'm not a whiny little bitch. Easy as that." Naruto basically breaks his life to Gaara, tells Gaara to quit being a bitch, and Gaara gets over it, because Naruto is just rough and kind of a dick, but it works. With that, they eventually go into, how do I phrase that? Naruto basically is, screw it, abandoning it. Yeah, Naruto basically befriended Gaara with tough love. But yeah, this fight lasted a total of maybe between Hinata and then defeating Shukaku in the entirety, but also his Mindscape thing, maybe 5 minutes. Like, Naruto's very fast. He looks at the barrier, there's a clone to look at it, and just saw a clone touch it, get lit on fire, and turn it into just dust. Meanwhile, Guy cleaned up what he needed to, and, Kakashi's fighting Kabuto somewhere else. But then Naruto had an idea. And he thought about it to himself and thought to his head, like, hey, don't you have the thing called, like, a Tailed Beast Bomb? And immediately, QB says, yeah, why? Naruto says, how do I do it? And QB just simply says, you'll figure it out. Naruto thought really hard, then just said, Tailed Beast Bomb. Thought about it, then created one, and kind of like a Rasengan. But I already knew with all power probably level the village. I should be trying to just kind of dissociate it with, like, mass destruction, but just a single point of impact. So that they should be creating a small Tailed Beast Bomb, but to make it less powerful. Kind of a mini Tailed Beast Bomb, not a mini Rasengan, a mini Tailed Beast Bomb, not a compressed one, a mini, it's just small. We fired it right at the barrier where Orochimaru was. Immediately, Guy already knew that everyone's evacuated, so Guy himself would just grab like the last remaining person and blitz out of there. And the whole stadium is basically blown to pieces. At least the stands are. Let Orochimaru and Hiruzen fall right before the blade of Kusagi would pierce Hiruzen, in fact just cutting his shoulder. Hiruzen saw Naruto running towards him at top speeds, and he thought the Ninetales was on full display. But then, instead of being hit by the Ninetales, Naruto shoulder checked both Hokage, the first and second. And immediately, Todorama compares him to Genkaku. Naruto says he doesn't know who that is, but his name is Badass. And it kind of makes Todorama chuckle, saying, yeah, he was an ambitious young man, kind of like you. They begin fighting, and Todorama tries to use the whole like Dome of Darkness on Naruto, but he breaks it immediately. And he fights both Hokage at full power. At his full power, they're not at full power. They would smoke him if they were at full power. So with that, Naruto is able to hold on to both of the Hokage by bending them with his tails. Well, then Hiruzen would steal Orochimaru from the neck down, paralyzing Orochimaru and killing himself. While then, with the last two Hokage, they're sealed away properly by other ninja, and it works. So, yeah, it basically ends the Konoha Crush arc. At Hiruzen's funeral, Naruto is also praised as a hero for willing to save him so he could seal away Orochimaru, but Orochimaru still escaped somehow. No one knows how, but he did. But yeah, Orochimaru's just bound to a wheelchair now. And with that, he has to go take a body quickly. And that body, Kimaru is sick and kind of limits his time with a body. Dosu's dead. Zaku and Kin were used for the first and second Hokage. I don't think you would mind taking Kidomaru. Kidomaru has 4 arms. Like, actually, does he have 4? Is it 4 arms or 6 arms? Kidomaru. Yeah, he has 4. Actually, wait. 2. He has 6 arms. Yeah, I don't think Orochimaru would mind having 6 arms. The body is weak, sure. It's 6 arms. So Kidomaru's body is taken by Orochimaru. Like, they make him cast 3 different nature jutsu all at once, as long as only one of them has to use his mouth. But yeah. Now with this, Naruto still goes with Jiraiya to go and find Tsunade. And Naruto and Jiraiya continue training with Naruto, trying to learn how to infuse wind release with his Rasengan, and he eventually does figure it out to create a Rasen Shuriken. But it did blow apart his arm for a little bit until he just used the Ninetales chakra to heal it, which didn't take too long. And Jiraiya considers Naruto perfect in Cherokee, until Naruto reveals he has 2 different sources of Ninetales chakra. He doesn't know how, but he does. And he only uses one of them at full potential. The real Ninetales power he can't use yet. But Jiraiya doesn't mind, saying, well, right now, you're at least Kage level, which is good. And it's not really exactly wrong. He is Kage level at this point. I'd say with this full Ninetales chakra, he's probably... He's not as strong as the actual QB, but I'd probably compare him to Killer Bee. Like, Killer Bee probably fooled him because Naruto doesn't have the skill, but in raw power, probably close to Killer Bee. Around there. Like, full power, he's close to Killer Bee, but the skill and experience is where Naruto's lacking. Give him some experience, and he'd fold Killer Bee. So, yeah. Now, with this, eventually it comes down to Naruto having to fight Itachi and Kisame in that hotel. When Naruto opens the door, he sees them both, and Naruto would immediately punch right at Itachi, which Itachi would just pretty easily dodge, but when it lands the wall, the entire wall would just is blown to pieces. Itachi was surprised that someone had that much raw power. With that, Naruto would immediately go into a cloak, and immediately Itachi realized this is not going to be an easy fight. They might have to fight actual perfect Jinchuriki. Then in the hallway, Naruto fights Itachi and Kisame, and actually begins working them both pretty well, actually. Kisame is being worked, Itachi is being worked, and she even tries to use Tsukuyomi, but it breaks pretty quickly. But eventually, Itachi and Kisame, they eventually find a way to bind Naruto Samehada. Then Kisame goes in and she stabs Naruto, hoping to weaken him. But then when the tails would shoot out, and the tail at the end of it would create a Rasengan, putting it right into Kisame's chest at full strength, sending him flying across the village. But then Jiraiya, who was already making his way there, seeing Kisame flying, would create a Rasengan of his own, sending it into Kisame's back, and knocking them out right then and there. So Kisame already out of the fight. Then Itachi already realizes he's kind of out of, his league, retreats with Kisame and Samehada. So, yeah. Well, Jiraiya compliments Naruto, and Naruto says it was a close fight for him. But he won nonetheless. And Akatsuki hears that Naruto is a perfect Jinchuriki, supposedly, as he managed to defeat Kisame. So with that alone, it already kind of puts him out of the league for majority of the Akatsuki, aside from Itachi, Pain, and Obito. Flat out, those are the only three who can catch him now. So, yeah. Now we find Tsunade, and when it comes down to Tsunade calling Naruto a brat, Jiraiya says he's a perfect Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tailed Fox, which Tsunade doesn't believe. But then Naruto goes into Nine-Tailed cloak, means fighting Tsunade, where the fight seems close, but eventually he does defeat her because she is drunk and honestly rusty. So yeah, he defeats Tsunade. So eventually with this, the fight was more the fact that Naruto simply told her, if I beat you, you're Hokage. And he beat her, so now she's Hokage. Now, with this we go on, and now back to the Hidden Leaf. Orochimaru does not stop them, because he never encountered her. No, his body was immediately going to Kidomaru. Because, hey, I don't think I should put Tsunade in a wheelchair, I think she'd kill me. So, yeah. So, with this, Naruto's basically working on strengthening his body with Kidomaru, and he's trying to do that for now. Going on, Tsunade becomes Hokage, and Naruto has actually made a Tokubetsu Jonin, a special Jonin. Why not a full-fledged Jonin? He can only use wind style. He lacks experience. Only thing holding him up is that he's a perfect Jinchuriki. That makes him a special Jonin. So that's about it. Only reason he's a Jonin is because of Kurama. So he's a special Jonin. Tokubetsu Jonin. Easy as that. So yeah. Through something still happens. Sasuke is folded by Naruto. It was even saying with Shidori. Naruto would grab Sasuke's arm and beat the shit out of him. So yeah, so Sasuke just has the shit kicked in without Naruto going all out. It was just a pure taijutsu fight on Naruto's end. Sasuke used ninjutsu and still lost. So yeah. Sasuke still leaves with Orochimaru, but Kiyomaru replaces Kidomaru. And then the Sasuke Chief mission, it's led by Naruto and Shikamaru. Naruto is not a full Jonin, so he does not have that much sway as an actual Jonin. By the way, he will not wear a flak jacket. He just kind of wears his usual stuff, but there's like a kanji in the shoulder that says Tokubetsu Jonin. So, yeah. Now, with this, it goes on into them assembling the same team, and Kiba actually himself now has a second dog. It's one of a summoning dog, basically. This guy actually did give him a scroll. So now it's a clone and a second dog. And it's a bigger dog, too. So if any of your fans, it'll be a lot bigger. Excuse me. Now, with this, it comes down to the mission going on. Then they're first encountered by Drobo. Then Drobo tries to reach with the dome. Naruto would immediately just punch the dome to pieces without really much effort at all. And just tells Drobo, go to hell. Naruto would roll out, begin fighting Drobo, and everyone else moves on. But Naruto ends up leaving Clone behind, telling him, hey, if the fight gets too serious, if Choji's gonna die, jump in and kill Drobo. And Clone just waits for the fight. Naruto was not going to let anyone die. He would not do that. He's a village nationalist. Someone dying, especially an heir to a clan, would damage the village. So, yeah. Next fight, that would be Kidomaru, but Kidomaru's not here, so it's moved up to Sekon Ukon, where Kiba would gladly take over. And the next fight is Toyuya. That's where Shikamaru comes in. But then Neji, already saying that she has a flute, probably knowing about audio-based genjutsu, says he'll stay behind with Shikamaru. So with that leaves. I think that is the. I think who's left? Naruto. Yeah, just Naruto. Yeah. Kiba's Shoji's taking care of Jirobo. Choji's taking care of Jirobo. Shikamaru and Neji are with Toyuya, and then Kiba is with Sekon Ukon. So yeah. But then with this one, it comes down to Naruto versus Kimaru. Here's the fight begins. Honestly, it's in Naruto's favor overall. Naruto's a lot stronger than canon now, plus already stronger than he was before in this story. The fights in base now is very, 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 very equal. Very equal. Kimaru even goes all out, and it's still leaning towards a more equal fight until Lee arrives. But then Naruto simply tells Lee, go get Sasuke. He's gonna finish this up. He tells Lee, go all out and stall. When I arrive, I'll take over, but this guy needs to go down, and quickly, and I don't think you have the heart to kill him. Lee nods and dashes off at top speeds. As Lee's at full power now. He is stronger than canon, actually. But he still has Sake in case, he feels a bit of pain. So, yeah. But then, when it comes down to Kimaru trying to go all out, using that whole, bone forest, Naruto ends up listening behind Kimaru, coating his hand in a second cloak. Then as Kimaru turns around, this claw would swipe right at his face, tearing his head off. So Kimaru is killed by Naruto. We're going to other fights. Choji and Jirobo. Choji goes to use a second pill. The clone blitzes in front of him, grabs the pill, and throws it right into Jirobo's mouth. Jirobo is confused, and as he goes to try to eat it, he's just inside in the throat with a kunai by the clone of Naruto. Choji thanks the clone as he falls to the ground panting and sweating. Not dying, but he's just exhausted. And the clone just nods. The clone leaves Choji there to recover, and then he runs off to go help other fights. Now Kiba and Sekon Ukon. The fight goes the exact same until Sekon Ukon tries to take over one of Kiba's bodies. Or Kiba's body. He thinks it's Kiba. But then Kiba himself would appear behind the side of the body that Sekon took over. Now he's confused, so the clone poofs. As soon as Sekon is released, the kunai is plunged into the back of his head by Kiba. With that, it's Ukon versus Kiba, and the two dogs. But then, right on time, a puppet would whip around Ukon and will kill him. Kiba could have won the fight still, Kiba could have won still. But even Conqueror was like, oh, you could have handled that, but I didn't come here for nothing. Kiba shrugs, saying, he respects it. He pulls his coat back on, and they end up walking away. But they find Choji walking over, panting. And Choji actually leaves on Kiba allows it, and they keep going. Then Neji and Toyuya, and Shikamaru. Neji kept breaking Shikamaru out of genjutsu, as Neji was affected by it. As she and Toyuya had gone all out, Neji simply told Shikamaru, let me get close to her. With that, when she healed all of her puppets, something's in place, and one quick strike to the heart, he killed Toyuya. So with that, Neji was the one breaking the genjutsu. Shikamaru just needed to make sure no one would move. But Toyuya was pretty quickly killed before Tamari even arrived. Then Gaara arrived. Naruto was already walking away, throwing Kimaru's head into the bushes. With that, Naruto and the same siblings, and basically all the Rookie 9, or not the Rookie 9, but all the Shichibuchi team arrived to the Battle of the End, where Lee in 5th Gate is fighting Sasuke. Mainly basically fighting on defense, but it's working. But then Sasuke goes out to go in second form, going to hit Lee with a Chidori. But then Sasuke's hit with an uppercut to the chin, and he feels his jaw shatter. He's sent flying back by Naruto, who, at this point, in base form, well, simply put, Sasuke will be assaulted viciously. So the fight begins, and everyone watches Naruto proceed to basically throw Sasuke around like a rag doll. Even when he flies, Naruto leaps up, grabs him by the wings, and slams him into a moderate statue at full speed, and then drags its head down it. When he's done, Sasuke is basically a bloody pulp who's barely alive. And then we have Kabuto, who would arrive to fight them. Naruto's been exhausted, though, fighting Sasuke in base for so long and trying not to kill him, but just to beat him unconscious. But to manage Naruto being slightly tired before he can come back, Kabuto quickly beats everyone. But he barely did so. And say, oh, you don't think you can? Cool. I'm going to blow him to bring back up, like, extra ninja. Like they have the actual ninja force. With that, eventually Sasuke is still retrieved, but Kabuto would either be exhausted or glad he caught them when they were tired. So, yeah. Now back in Konoha, no one's dying, they're all fine. Like anything, Choji just needs to eat a lot of food, and then other than that, he's good. Now, with this, we move on, and we get to, what is it? I think I should cover a movie. I'm going to cover Legend of the Stone of Galel. I'll cover that. So with this, after a bit of recovery, Naruto, Sakura, and Shikamaru are on this mission. Naruto is the leader, of course. Shikamaru is just second in command. Sakura here is actually doing this mission to become a Chunin. She started studying under Tsunade at Naruto's request. But eventually, while they're going to find a ferret, quickly they encountered these, armored soldiers. But as soon as Sakura as soon as they attack Naruto and Sakura, Naruto just creates a quick tail that basically smashes the thing to pieces. When one attacks Sakura, the same thing, the tail just pierces through it and tears it to pieces without not even moving a single inch. And then when it comes down to Temujin attacking, Temujin can't even really slash Naruto. Naruto's casually blocking his attack, but I phrase this. At this point in the story, Naruto would still get assaulted by Rock Lee. He still would. In my opinion, he would. Like 5th Gate Lee versus the version of Naruto, Lee's winning. Most films in this movie aren't even above Chunin level. They're not. They are not. Naruto, hardly in base now, could box with Kakashi. Like every arc, he's getting stronger. Every fight, he gets stronger. At this point, yeah, he's boxing confidently with full power Kakashi in base form. So Temujin is being folded by Naruto without really any difficulty at all, ever. They still get caught in kind of a cavern being created somehow. Then they're taken in by that caravan. Although the movie is the same up until Naruto meets Lord Haido. Right then and then, until he meets Haido, he immediately calls him a fraud. Temujin was hit Naruto to get the back fist of the century, with Naruto having looking at him. Like he just one-shot him. And Haido already realized that Naruto is a different kind of threat. So with that, this leads to Temujin's two quote-unquote sisters, or kind of other servants of Haido attacking. But Naruto really blows up one of them with a Rasengan, slamming it into their head at full force, and then pummeling their head in if they're not dead. The next one tries to charge him, but Naruto really was behind him, and with a kunai, would just plunge it into their back at full force, killing them as well, or paralyzing them. Leaving him versus Haido. The thing is, though, even Haido is above Kakashi, he's not above the Nine Tails. So he gets killed too. Like Naruto ends his entire movie in the span of the first 30 minutes. So, yeah. The Stone of Galel is left untouched. But eventually Temujin does come to terms that, hey, maybe I was, wrong. And then he joins the caravan. So yeah, Temujin joins the caravan, all that. And then it's announced that Naruto is going to leave to go train with Jiraiya. Naruto leaves behind his usual ninja stuff, and he just says he's on a leave of absence for now. It's not understands that, telling Naruto he hopes he can grow strong. And he just nods, saying, yeah, he will. He's already above her anyway. And Jiraiya says he'll do his best to make sure that he can, calm down a bit, but still be strong. So, yeah. Now, with this, Naruto and Jiraiya end up leaving, and they travel for, a few months. Jiraiya's helping Naruto understand how to use basically every other nature release, but also improves his taijutsu. As they continue going, it eventually would come into it kind of comes into a whole different kind of mission now. As after a while, they eventually would be going to a movie, kind of just on one of their off days. And at this movie, they come across Yuki from hidden. Let me hold up real quick. Then coming across Princess Fun or Koyuki. And eventually, while Naruto and Jiraiya are there, Jiraiya is recognized as Jiraiya the Sannin. So Koyuki's manager would ask them to help them get the Land of Snow back to Koyuki, who's the rightful heir to it. Naruto decides that he didn't leave with Jiraiya to do ninja missions. And they get a price tag, and Naruto says, "Hell yeah, let's do this." And Jiraiya agreed. But then they're attacked by that one guy's guards. What was it? Dodo. So yeah, what was it? I think their names are Nadare Fuyukuma, or actually Nadare Mizore Fubuki is one of their names. I know that, but yeah, other than that, I don't really care that much. But they attack Naruto and Jiraiya eventually when when Dodo sends them after them. The thing is, though, those guys are barely Jonin level. Barely. They're at the highest Kakashi level. Thing is, Jiraiya can be Kakashi. Naruto can be Kakashi. And now they both can do it without having to go all out. They both can do it without having to go all out. So, with that, it comes down to them being attacked, but Naruto would just create 3 clones who box them and kill them both. Or kill the 3-man team. And Jiraiya kind of does a bit underwhelming. And Naruto says, yeah, it's mutual. Kind of shrug. Dodo is terrified. And they ask Koyuki, hey, do you want him dead, imprisoned? What do you want? Yuki says imprisoned. And he's imprisoned. Yeah. And they free the Land of Snow. Yay. Now, a year later, about a year and a half into the training, Naruto at this point can basically, he's a perfect sage too. As Jiraiya can he learned so we'll go over what Naruto learned. So, he's a master wind style, a great user of fire style, a very good user of lightning style. He can do a flaming and wind release for Sengun. That's all he needs. Whereas alright, well, what else can he learn? Oh yeah, what about, Sage Mode? Brings him to Mount Miboku. Naruto can suppress Kurama. So with Monpa Toad, yeah, he can go into Sage Mode. Or even if that doesn't work, he's still a trained prodigy. A prodigy who knows how to use his genius. It's 2 weeks to learn Sage Mode. Try about 5 days. So, yeah. So, either instantly or within 5 days, he learns Sage Mode and perfects it. Maybe it takes 2 weeks to master every technique that comes with it. So, yeah. But one day, as Naruto and Jiraiya leaving Mount Miboku, they come across a traveling circus of sorts. But then with them, they see Sakura and Rock Lee, who both look a bit more mature. And with them is Kakashi, and to replace Naruto, who's on leave of absence, is Sai. Sakura and Lee and Kakashi see someone in the distance, but then blink of an eye, Naruto and Jiraiya are right in front of them. And they both jump, wondering, hey, what'd you guys hit here? And, hold up. They're kind of wondering, hey, when'd you guys get here? What are you doing in this area? And Naruto simply says, he doesn't say where Miboku is, but we're leaving a summoning realm. Oh, weird. And then Kakashi says, you're a sage now, aren't you? Or says, yep, mastered and everything. Kakashi's surprised, Naruto even reveals he can do a Chidori now. But he does know he can't really control it. He got his style of doing it, remember the hand seals, did it. And Kakashi kind of laughs at that, calling it kind of funny. Naruto even shows us off by actually he can guide it a bit because he's physically more overwhelming than Kakashi is, and he can actually kind of control the trajectory with just raw force. But it's still better to have a Sharingan to do it. Now, eventually, the movie kind of goes the exact same way with Naruto and Jiraiya willing to just head to, the Crescent Moon Kingdom. Naruto Naruto gets to know Hikaru, finds him as a brat, but he doesn't mind it too much. And then it comes down to Shabudaba. Yes, that's his actual name. Shabudaba and his the 3 ninjas he hired. Think it's Ishidate, Karenbana, and Kongo. Kongo is Taijutsu, Karenbana is Genjutsu, and then Ishidate has a weapon that can turn enemies to stone. So yeah. So when it comes down to being attacked by them, immediately it comes down to Kongo trying to attack with Taijutsu. Naruto's ready to fight until Lee shows off, going into the 4th gate and one-tapping Kongo immediately. And Lee reveals he was training a lot harder, oh my god, because they're past Naruto. Not to even see that Lee bulked up a little bit, like Lee's a little bit more muscular, all of that. Sakura even says he picked up training with him and Tsunade a little bit to enhance his strength, which does impress Naruto. And Robert tries to place them all under Genjutsu, but Sakura just quickly says release and punches the ground at full force, sending Karenbana flying back, or Karenbana. Then Ishidate tries to grab one of them, turn them into stone, but then Snake would bind him, and then with a quick just punch from Naruto, he shatters the gauntlet. Ishidate is terrified, until some of the guards that belong to Hikaru's father and all of them would walk up to Ishidate and threaten to arrest him, but he demands to actually fight. But one of them tries to beat him over the head with a baton, then others run in until they beat Ishidate to death. Well, Karenbana fights Sakura, who quickly just folds her without really much effort. So yeah. This was kind of just even if Naruto and Jiraiya were not here, the movie would have gone off without a hitch. So, yeah, yay. Now, this is before Naruto and Jiraiya leave, after the circus and all that, Sakura and Lee went to the one fight Naruto, and Kakashi does. Saiyashi has to join in because he wants to test out how he fares against the man he replaced. Well, that he agrees to fight them all, so then them all come at me all at once, I guess. The Yuso and Lee goes in for immediate leave Hurricane, but Naruto grabs him by the leg, sends him into Sakura, then blitzes Kakashi, kicking him in the face, full force, sending him flying back. Then Masai tries to bind him with the snake, but the snake basically seems to be just nothing to Naruto, who basically rips it off, grabs him by the face, and slams him right into Sakura again. Sakura asks him what he's doing, and he just says, making sure you can't hit anything. Sakura was shocked, until she's quickly chopped across the jaw, and knocked out upon impact. Lee goes into the 5th gate, going all out to hit Naruto. But then Naruto would put his hands together and basically create a blast of chakra, sending Lee flying back for it and attacking land. Then Lee goes into the 6th gate, trying to use Evening Elephant. Not Evening Elephant. Actually, hold up. Mike, the guy. I need to see the technique of what it's called. I seem to forget the name of the technique. Hold up. I meant Morning Peacock, where basically the flaming punches. Yeah, Lee tries to use all those at Naruto, but Naruto quickly swat them out of the way with his bare hand, even being phased by them. But he tells Lee, if you use 6 gates, I'm using 6 tails. And he goes into 6 tails transformation, where he's pummel Lee without really much difficulty. To beat Lee, he probably would have needed at least 2 tails. 6 tails was just a flex on Lee. And he beat him unconscious. Kakashi charged at Naruto from behind, but Naruto would quickly just duck, grab Kakashi by the arm, and twist it, throwing him to the side. But then, Naruto will quickly blitz Kakashi in Sage Mode, jumping right over Chidori, and using Flock Kumite would punch Kakashi, who Kakashi would think he dodged. So he's punched right in the face by nothing. Naruto's version says, this is Frog Kumite. So with that, Kakashi's knocked out on impact. Then Naruto would exit Sage Mode, catching Kakashi before he hit his head on the ground. So with that, he beat the entirety of the new Team 7. Or this team, I guess. So, yeah. Now, we move on, and we get to the end of the 2.5 year time skip. Naruto returns, roughly the same size as Kinkaku and Genkaku. who we don't actually know how tall they are, I believe. Hold up. Kinkaku. There's an estimate, which is I can look up in centimeters. I think it's a 6'2" is my calculation. Nah, I'm an inch off, or 2 inches actually. Yeah, 2 inches off. They're 6 foot, which honestly they look. It might just be the muscle, but they look way bigger than 6'2" or 6 foot. Like they look Jiraiya's size. And Jiraiya is like 6'4". centimeters. I think that's 6'3". 6'2" and like 6.26. Round up if you want to round up, it's 3. So yeah, about 6'3". So yeah, not just about the Jiraiya's height. I think Genkaku's height is just wrong. So yeah, not about the same as just Jiraiya now. So with this, in the Konoha, at this point, he has made a full-fledged Jonin. Like, it's what we did, how he beat Kakashi, Sakura, and all of them easily. So he returns, Sakura greets him with a flak jacket, but he kind of just tucks it into like a bag, saying, cool, thanks, Sakura. They end up talking, he meets Konohamaru again, who tries to just jump him, but with one swift kick, Konohamaru's just knocked out upon impact. But, yeah. But he's also greeted by Lee, who attacks him in the third gate. And with one hand, he would basically just match Lee's strength, and then, with a quick kick, sends Lee flying back. Then from behind, Kiba, who would use Fire Fang with 2 clones and 3 dogs. And Naruto would hold out his hand, taking it to the hand before grabbing Kiba by the face, and it's the real Kiba holding him in place. But he's just started by the entirety of the remaining Rookie 9, or the Rookie 9, because Sasuke is replaced by Sai, and then Naruto is just here now. Or the Rookie 8, I guess. Or Konoha 11, or 10, because Sasuke's gone and Naruto is, yeah. Well, yeah, so he's joined by the main members, and he asks them if they'll want to fight. And they say, yeah. And we go into 2 minutes later, where Naruto is holding Neji in a headlock, and telling him to give up. And then Neji just says, yeah, it's every other member of the Konoha, 10, or just defeated. He did it all off screen, in his base form. So, yeah. Now with this, it goes on to Naruto going to see Tsunade. And she asks him if he got his flak jacket. He says, yeah. And he just hangs it back, saying he's not going to wear it. And she just shrugs, saying, alright, got it. But then eventually later they're given the Kasakaki retrieval mission. But when it comes down to how it took us 3 days to get there, Naruto says, no, it's not. And then they see him transform into the full-fledged nine-tailed fox, like the full thing. Now, I'm going to go over a few things. First, we'll enter a flashback, where in the time skip, on Mount Miwoku, where Naruto's just training, so he doesn't, cause chaos in whatever area he's training in the field, he actually would end up going to his mind state and pull the tag off Kurama so she can fight the tailed beast. Before he does, Minato will stop him, and they end up talking. Minato reveals who he is, their lineage, all of that. Naruto knows happy to hear that, and then nobody knows where he comes from. With that, Minato would kind of just hug Naruto, giving him the right of his power, and then Naruto would fight Kurama. And the thing is, with one Rasengan, and one Odama Rasengan, he shoved the tailed beast into a wall, and then held him there until he gave up. Didn't really take more than a minute to beat the nine-tailed fox for Naruto. As I said before, he's stronger with every fight. Even if he fights Jiraiya almost every day. Even if he thrashed Jiraiya a while ago, he still got stronger. So yeah, he beat Kurama pretty easily, actually. Just no-diffed him. I want to go over how strong Naruto is. I'd probably compare him to, Prime Hashirama at this point. Maybe a tad bit above it. There's no defeating the nine-tailed fox. Now, we move on, and we get to him and Kushina, which kind of goes to him as canon, up until Naruto and her talk, and he's glad to have met her. So yeah, he's a perfect Cherokee in every sense of the word now. He even bonded with Kurama. So he turned into the nine-tailed fox, told him hop on, and he can turn into the nine-tailed fox, like the actual tailed beast, a chakra mech of it, and go into KCM 1 and 2. So, yeah. So yeah, he's basically everything. He was everything that he has in the war arc, which is why he's as strong as he is now. But he basically runs to the hidden sand with Sakura and Kakashi and Sai on his back. And with that, they get to Land of Waves, hidden sand, and here eventually, as they get there earlier. But they eventually get told, go find Gaara, all of that. They go find Gaara, but Kankuro had time to recover, so he's with them now. With that, they end up getting to Gaara. And it comes down to, hey, that barrier's in the way. No, it's not. I'm wondering, how is it on the way? Naruto just creates a giant tail like the size of the mountain, smacks it down on the area they're in, and boom, barrier's gone. But with the Itachi and Kisame clones, as I said before, Prime Hashirama at the bare minimum. 30% of the Itachi and Kisame do not matter to him. He'll beat them both in base within the same minute. And he did just that. So, so they break into the barrier. Sasori and Gator were surprised. And this leads to a quick fight. But with this fight, it comes down to Sasori trying to use puppets to attack Naruto. But then Chie would jump in with Kankuro, and they'd be helping fight, Sasori. Which leaves Sai, Kakashi, and Sakura to fight Deidara. Naruto to Gaara, and we just gave him some Tailed Beast chakra to replenish what he lost. As Gaara didn't have all of Shukaku extracted, they got here faster. So Gaara gets his power back, gets up, and thanks Naruto. Deidara is already defeated. Sakura trained a lot harder than Canon. She had Lee with her all the time, that stuff too. So she beats, she's the main reason why they beat Deidara so easily. And meanwhile, Sasori just lost immediately. So, yeah. Even if they didn't, Gaara's awake now and can really just crush Sasori. With that, Sasori would still tell them where the Kabuto thing is, all that. Now, we go on to the Tenchi Bridge mission. But before that, let's discuss Naruto Shippuden, the movie, which is... Hold up. So, with the Naruto, the movie... When it comes down, it's the Shion movie. With this movie, simply put, Shion doesn't really dream of Naruto dying, ever. The idea of Naruto dying is kind of foreign to the fate of this world. At this point, he is the strongest being in it. So yeah, he is not dying. So when it comes down to guarding Shion, and then they get attacked by Yomi's guards. Yeah, this is not a hard fight for anyone. I was wondering what I mean. Well, easy. Lee, short from the canon. He's trying to turn Tsunade and Guy a lot longer just to catch up to Naruto. At this point, Lee and Guy are about par. Lee has a slight strength, has a slight edge in physical power. Sakura, about par with Tsunade. She trains with Lee and Guy a lot. And then Tsunade as well. In terms of base, Tsunade about equal. Tsunade has the edge because of hunt killings. So if Tsunade goes all out, she's above Sakura. If Sakura goes all out, she's up par with base Tsunade. And then Lee also has Drunken Fist here, but then Neji himself, probably about par with Hiyashi, maybe a bit stronger. So yeah, so in this movie, anyone who attacks is just folded within the same minute they attack. Let's say, that one guy attacks Lee. Lee would just phone chakra into his fist and one punch them, and that's the end of the fight right then and there. Neji shuts down all their chakra points, and this is the opponent defeated. Sakura can punch someone in half. And may the Sage of Six Paths help whoever attacks Naruto, because if they do, they will not be leaving alive. That happened. Someone attacked Naruto, and now they're dead. So, the movie kind of ends with the mission going off easily. So, yay. Now, with this, Shion does have a small crush on Naruto. But he does think she's pretty, so there's a chance there for her. Now, Kinkaku and Genkaku. Not Genkaku. The Tenchi Bridge mission. I was looking at the name of the script, not the name of the arcs. So, the arcs. Tenchi Bridge mission begins, Yamato dresses as a sorcery, all of that. And then Kabuto tries to, kill him. But then it's on cue, Naruto and Orochimaru both jump out, ready to fight. And the thing is, Naruto begins assaulting Orochimaru viciously. Orochimaru, yes, still has 6 arms. The thing is, though, that's not enough power to beat Naruto. And Naruto shows off his Chidori, because he doesn't have it, he learned it. Then he turns it purple. Yes, Naruto is the originator of purple lightning in this universe. And with that, with a quick speed blitz, he hit Orochimaru in the chest with it, sending him flying far into the sky. Then, meanwhile, Kabuto is pretty easily handled by literally anyone here. So with that, Orochimaru's folded, and then Naruto manages to know where Sasuke is, but Kabuto spills quicker because he was put under Genjutsu. Now with this, they eventually would get brought to, their hideout, and then when it comes down to finding Sasuke, Naruto kind of found him first. He's a good censor. Sasuke still tries to kill him, but Naruto kind of just crushed Side Snake. Now, when it came down to Sasuke trying to, do the whole thing where he tries to, intimidate Naruto, well, the one who went into Naruto's mind escape, he was punched in the face, not by Naruto, but by the Kyuubi. When Sasuke enters Naruto's mind, he has to fight the Nine-Tailed Fox, and he is losing horribly. Then, in the real world, he has to fight Naruto. And Naruto is Hashirama level, and maybe even a bit above that. Worst part is, Sasuke is maybe base Kakashi level. It's not good. At all. Yeah, Sasuke is assaulted and then put in handcuffs. Next mission is the Akatsuki Suppression mission. And here, honestly, these are going the exact same. Up until it comes down to when Naruto arrives to, throw pause. When he arrives to, save him from Kakuzu, he does not use, he doesn't use the Percent Shuriken because he knows that jutsu already. He would quite literally just create one clone, that clone would rush in, and then that clone would use one single jutsu that would blow apart Kakuzu with that singular attack. So, yeah, this was an unfair fight. Itachi Pursuit, that's just renamed to the Orochimaru Raid, where they're raiding all of his labs. And Naruto forms his own team with Suigetsu, Jugo, and Harin. That's his team. He arrested Sasuke, but he'll basically turn them into his team, and he'll help them, learn their ability, all that. Now that they're basically his students now. They did try to fight him and only to be brutally assaulted, but yeah. But then eventually it turns out that Itachi still wants to fight Sasuke. So with this, he was sent a crow to Naruto. Then Naruto would go to find Itachi, who tells him everything else to do, and tells him he should the Uchiha massacre. But Naruto tells Itachi, tell Sasuke this. But she says, he wants to die, doesn't want to tell Sasuke anything. But then Naruto tells Itachi this. How about I kill Danzo? I'll kill everyone who wronged the Uchiha. Then you tell Sasuke, and he doesn't have anyone to lash out at. Anyone who would have wronged him would be dead. You can have a calm conversation with him, and you can die with brotherly love, not hate. Now, Itachi would estimate how much time is left, and he just tells Naruto, you have to get to the end of the week. Then by that time, I might be dead. Naruto nodded, and told his team to stay here. He has things to do. With that, Naruto reaches back to Konoha at top speeds. Eventually, he would end up finding Jiraiya, tell him everything, and Jiraiya agrees to help, and so would give permission, saying, yeah, do as you please. With that, Naruto and Jiraiya are the ones who would kill the Konoha elders. First Koharu and Hamura. Jiraiya find them both as they're let's say they're getting tea. That's what he wants, but then he quietly would have 2 clones who cover their mouth, and 2 kunais are plunged into their backs. Their guards were taken out by Jiraiya pretty quickly, though, so it didn't really matter. And then it comes down to Danzo, where Naruto just appears in the middle of the root hideout. Danzo asks Naruto what he's doing here, so Naruto will hold up an explosive tag, and then it goes off. When he goes off, the hideout is leveled, and in the middle of it, Naruto is still standing. He is unscathed. Danzo had to use Izanagi to survive it, asking how Naruto did so. Then he remembers that Naruto's called a perfect Jinchuriki right now. And Danzo realizes he has to survive this fight. Not win, survive. And the thing is, he cannot. He is killed. Over, and over, and over, and over again. Naruto was told all Danzo's abilities by Itachi, even though Shisui's eye. But he didn't know that Danzo was saving that for last, hoping to, genjutsu Naruto. And Naruto was right. And the thing is, right as he revealed his eye, Jiraiya would dash down, yanking it right out of Danzo's head. Danzo was in pain, and then pretty quickly, Naruto would just coat his hand in chakra, using basically just like a vacuum blade, and cutting Danzo down in half down the middle. So that Danzo was killed, and with that, Naruto returns to Itachi the next day, telling him it's been done. And then Itachi would, go with Naruto to Konoha. Sasuke is in the prison cell, and then his headband is taken off to shield his eyes. He wonders what's going on until he sees Itachi in front of him. Sasuke wants to lash out, so Itachi holds up a file and lets Sasuke read it, every little detail. When Sasuke reads everything, he's mad. Yes, they want to go kill Danzo, but Itachi actually takes credit for killing Danzo and the elder, simply saying he already did so. He wants to die knowing his brother loves him, or at least doesn't hate him. Sasuke and Itachi talk for a little bit, and the prison is kind of not empty, but their block is quiet. And Itachi spends his entire remainder of his life in the cell with Kisame right outside of it, watching Itachi waste away. But soon by the end of the week, Itachi is dead, and Sasuke died loving his brother. And with a strong emotion, he's crying and awakens to his MS. Sakura was told to transplant Itachi's eyes, and she does so. But Sasuke awakens to the EMS, and now he fights for Konoha. Itachi had changed his mind. So with this, Sasuke is now on the side of Konoha. But now we go on to the tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. And now we see Jiraiya is a lot stronger. So, in this arc, Jiraiya shows off that he fights past the pain. And even though he doesn't know their abilities, he's maneuvering very well. He's fighting them off like they're nothing. I'm going to tell you how strong Jiraiya is right now. Jiraiya had fought Naruto almost every day for the past 2 years. Naruto, someone who goes with every fight. Naruto became Hashirama level not even 5 months ago. The thing is, Naruto's past Jiraiya in the first month. So Jiraiya has been finding someone stronger than himself for years. So with this, in this world, I see him defeating the Path of Pain, Konan, and eventually finding Nagato. And I think Jiraiya would be enough to change Nagato and Konan's minds. And he can tell them, he tells Konan, you're the leader of the Hidden Rain, bring everyone to Konoha. She asks why, and he just says, because whoever's controlling them will not be able to, get past Naruto. They trust Jiraiya's faith. Konan would take Nagato's eyes. So with that, when Nagato's eyes are taken, then she would beg Jiraiya or Konan to kill him. With that, Konan would create a blade made of paper, but she never gets to do it. So Jiraiya would take it, and then tell Nagato he was happy that he's the one to do this. And with a quick plunge, he kills Nagato. So, yeah. Now, with this they end up going basically with a giant transfer to the Hidden Leaf, and the Hidden Leaf gladly accepts them because it grows their army, their everything. Shop's packed up, brought everything there. Ninja packed up, all that. With that, Konan is brought in, and Naruto just basically tells her, you can stay at my place. I don't really live there at all. I kind of just sleep wherever I train. So Konan is given Naruto's empty apartment. And it's still pretty clean because of Konohamaru, Udon, and Moegi. But Naruto basically sleeps wherever he falls asleep. And that's usually in the forest where he trains. Or Mount Miboku, which is also where he trains. So, yeah. Now, with this, it comes on to the Pain of the Soul arc. But here, when the Pain Assault arc begins, there's a whole other force. That other force is Sasuke. Sasuke was given both of Naruto's Rinnegan. The thing is, he can handle one of them, not both. So he covers one of them with another eye, with like a headband. So yeah, Sasuke basically has powers of the EMS plus his, both the Rinnegan. And they're Madara's eyes, so they kind of fit pretty good in Sasuke, as both being reincarnations of Indra. So with this, when it comes down to Obito and Zetsu attacking, in fact, it would be who's alive? The Katsuki members. Hidan, buried. Sasori, dead. Itachi, died. Pain, died. Konoha, Kisame, Konoha, Deidara, dead. Kakuzu, dead. So, 2 traitors, and, 2 Katsuki members left. So, I can see Kisame and Konoha being the ones who attack Zetsu. Everyone else would jump Obito. It's not like a flat-out attack, it's kind of more of a stealth thing. But Naruto is a great sensor ninja, so they're not stealthy enough. So with this, as everyone's sort of they can't really hit Obito, Naruto has an idea. He will summon the Basho-sen, something he hasn't used in years. But he knows how it works. And the thing is, only Jiraiya does. So with that, Naruto ends up having Jiraiya hide up somewhere, with the Basho-sen hidden in his hair. Because he combines it with his hair. And with that, Jiraiya would have Naruto fight Obito, and it's going to be with Naruto holding back a lot. Everyone thinks that Naruto's just losing, so Jiraiya asks him why he's doing this. And Obito doesn't answer, but just says, I hereby declare war on you all, the fourth Ninja War begins now. But Naruto simply just says, you're an idiot. Obito's confused until he's sealed right in the Basho-sen. Jiraiya smirks, closing it. And with that, Obito sealed away. Zetsu was kind of just bound like Konan using paper. But then Sasuke would walk over to it and basically burn it away with Amaterasu, killing Zetsu, black and white Zetsu. So Zetsu is dead, Obito is sealed, and yeah. Because I'm going, what if someone unseals Obito? They kind of just leave the pot on Mamiboku where no one else can go aside from Naruto and Jiraiya. So yeah. And then the pot is sealed even tighter on Mount Miboku. It's hidden in one of the giant, stone toad things. It's going to haul it out and then put it in there, then seal it off again. So with this basically ends the Naruto series. It ends at the Pain Assault arc, where it's now just the Obito stealth arc. So with this, Orochimaru and Kabuto, both in prison, probably going to be executed. But Jiraiya would probably be able to change Orochimaru's mind, which I think could work. Or even then, Sasuke could just use Genjutsu to make Orochimaru see the wrongs of his ways. He'll grab from his Sharingan, put it back in his head, use it, and then use it as Izanami, and it'll work. Kabuto is given a chance to run the orphanage, which actually changed his mind pretty quickly. So Kabuto agrees. And Kabuto is just Kabuto, he's not the Snake Man. So with this basically would end the Naruto series. And then we go into Boruto. Or Naruto the Last, actually. But even then, in Naruto the Last, thing is, Naruto surpassed Hashirama in base by beating Shippuden, which left him almost a year to get stronger. Naruto and Sasuke mended their bonds early. Sasuke has 2 Rinnegan, and Naruto a lot, who both awaken 6 pass power. At a point where they have their own 6 pass volume. So with their own, or battery, not volume, battery. So they're basically individually, they're 6 paths. And confidently like that. So with this, simply put, Toneri is folded by Naruto, alone, in few punches, like 3 or 4 maybe, 4 or 4 maybe, not even like KCM, no, it's just a basic cloak and 4 punches, and then he solos. And, yeah, he did. It comes to being Hokage. Yeah, Naruto wanted Hokage mainly for power, not because he wanted to be admired, because he could not care less. So who would be Hokage aside from Naruto? either Kakashi stays Hokage or Sasuke is Hokage. Sasuke had nothing to repent for besides from leaving, and even then, he repented a while ago. So the Hokage could be Sasuke in this world, and I think it fits. So yeah, the next Hokage, the 7th, is Sasuke. Naruto wanted Hokage for power. He doesn't need that. He's a hero. The one who travels worlds is Naruto. They're wondering, oh, how? So he put Sasuke like, hey, new world, walk through it. I was like, all right, cool, I'll walk, and he does. Like while Sasuke trains, he'll open a portal. Oh, new world, Naruto, explore. All right, cool, exploring done. Money is given, and then he hangs out with Hinata. Yeah, Naruto's kind of just a dickhead of a father, but he's still a good one at the same time. Where he does not settle down with a woman, but he has a ton of kids. There's wondering, oh, why would he do that? Simply put, the Uzumaki clan is ending with him and Karin if he does not do that. Plus, he knows how to be Kinkaku and Genkaku. A legendary ninja. He cannot simply just leave his clans to be extinct, and he knows that. So, he has women with his children with various women. Hinata, Shion, and Karin. Just a lot of various women are having his children. By the time it comes down to Boruto, he has well over 10, only knows 4. So, yeah. And one bitter mother is Konosuchi. In the middle of training exam, she sees Naruto, and he tries to just ignore her. And it is failing horribly. Because one of his kids is in the exams. Well, the kids he has with Shion, Karin, and Hinata are also in the exams for Konoha. So, yeah. So, Naruto's kind of just a bad father overall in this one, unless you're one of the kids that belongs to the 3 women he actually hangs out with, being Karin, Hinata, and Shion. But yeah, he has kids from basically every village possible that we've seen. Also, he only has Sarada. So, yeah, at least Naruto's rich. And Jiraiya finds Naruto's lifestyle funny. Jiraiya said he would have killed for it. But now that he's someone stressed that Naruto's under, he's glad he settled down with Tsunade later on. Because they are married with an adoptive child. They have an adopted child. Well, that's Mitsuki. Once Mitsuki was created, Orochimaru's like, you can take him. I'm like, all right, cool. We'll take your kid. So yeah, this basically ends the what if and theory. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more. Adios.